discrimination amongst adults. They just have to treat the whole human race as children.
Like children.
There you go. The surge in underage vaping, which U.S. health officials have labeled as, quote, an epidemic, unquote, is one of the reasons why they plan to ban them, at least until the FDA can thoroughly review their safety and their amount of money they have to spend.
And
Azar
just to
said,
review, kids, an epidemic is something that happens with an infectious disease that's passed from person to person. You can't. Nobody decided to get the Black Death. I'm gonna go down to the store and get myself some Black Death today. Yeah, that's not how any of this works in an epidemic.
hey, there's a rat who doesn't look real healthy. Let's play with him.
Yeah.
It's insane. Quote, the Trump administration is making it clear that we intend to clear the market of flavored e-cigarettes to reverse the deeply concerning epidemic,
wow,
this word so
ridiculous.
Cheap, of youth e-cigarette use that is impacting children, families, schools, and communities, unquote.
See, the importance of the word epidemic, though, is by referring to it as a disease, it allows you to dehumanize the people involved, because this isn't people choosing to vape.
They're victims.
It's the disease that's choosing for them to vape.
Those quotes were from Azar, who, again, is the head of the FDA.
Well, clearly you can't make a choice. You're a child. They can't consent to anything.
Exactly.
We will not stand idly by as these products become an on-ramp. Heard that word before, right? An on-ramp to combustible cigarettes, which we still are legally allowed to smoke and encourage, or nicotine addiction for a generation of youth. Okay, nicotine...
And this is the Health and Human Services Secretary saying that, Alex Azar.
Alex Azar. This idea that nicotine is addictive. Nobody questions that. But the United States loves to demonize nicotine, while nicotine never caused cancer in anybody. Nicotine is not a cancer causer. All the smoke that you get with a cigarette, that causes cancer. Nicotine just makes sure you come back and make sure you get enough to kill you. Or you choose to vape. And I chose to vape. It's amazing. And it's interesting to see doctors on the continent, in Europe, that say the same thing. Why is the U.S. so dead set on vilifying nicotine? It is what it is.
Well, when the U.S. government becomes intent on vilifying you, the question becomes, what industry's toes are you stepping on? And, usually in the case of drug users, well, they're getting demonized because they're stepping on big pharma's toes. The vape people, they're getting demonized because they're stepping on big tobacco's toes.
Oh, absolutely. Even though big tobacco is a big player in the nicotine vape market. I mean, Juul, they are partially owned by Philip Morris.
And wait till you hear what their spokesperson has to say about it.
I can't wait. 855-450 free. What do you think? Should the government try to regulate something again? This is Free Talk Live.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
I'm getting older and noticing that my body just doesn't work as well as it used to, so I like to keep fit as possible by hitting the gym a few times a week. Recently, I started having a nagging bicep pain, and it got so bad I couldn't even lift the weights. When I was complaining about it to a friend, he told me about angioprim. He said chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, and cholesterol in veins and arteries that may cause blockages. You know, after just 1 week of taking Angioprim, the pain was gone, and now I'm back in the gym full strength. Scientific research proves the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that helps promote cardiovascular health. So to learn more, go to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com, or talk to a trained consultant. Call Angioprim toll-free at 877-882-7221. You'll feel better with more energy. Call 877-882-7221 or go to the website angioprim.com.
Fellow Patriots, my name is Todd Savage, founder of BlackRifleRealEstate.com. Like you, I was a prisoner of the alt-left sanctuary state until one day I chose to lead my family to freedom. Today we live on a sustainable 20-acre homestead where we shoot, hunt, garden, and homeschool our children without the tyranny of the nanny state looking over us. If you're ready to flee the city to the freedom of Idaho or Montana, our Black Rifle Real Estate team is here to help. Go to BlackRifleRealEstate.com. That's BlackRifleRealEstate.com.
Don't you hate that feeling in the pit of your stomach when the police pull you over? Most people have no idea how to handle it properly, and they promptly get fed into the municipal fee-generating meat grinder. Or maybe you recall that feeling you get when you go to the mailbox and see one or more letters from the IRS. You get a sense of impending doom, don't you? So let me ask you, if you could learn how to use the law to beat the IRS, traffic tickets, almost any courtroom scenario, collectors, credit card debt, and even mortgage debt because of fraud perpetrated against you, would that be worth knowing about? Don't laugh. Investigate. Check out the life-changing benefits of the Lighthouse Law Club at their website, lighthouselaw.club. That's lighthouselaw.club. And while you're at it, visit the Lighthouse Law Club YouTube channel. You might be in for a pleasant surprise.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's our toll-free number, 855-450-3733. Hey, if you have heard us talking about cryptocurrency here on Free Talk Live, I want to tell you about the Edge wallet. The Edge wallet is, I can't compliment it enough. I installed another one today for a user. He learned to use it. He actually set up his account in like 30 seconds because there's not that much that you need to do to hold, sell, and trade your cryptocurrencies securely, and that's a big thing. It's user-controlled. You own your money. There is built-in support for Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Stellar, probably more. We probably want to look at this because I think they continue to add cryptocurrencies. It's a veteran team.
Does it do Stellar tokens yet?
I don't think so, not yet.
Okay. Maybe not, but it does Ravencoin. That's a popular one around here, too. It's a veteran team. They've been building since 2014. Their tagline is Secure Your Freedom. We at Free Talk Live want to help you secure your freedom and get into cryptocurrencies. Check out edge.app. That's edge.app.
I heard a cool story about an unusual form of usage for the Edge wallet. Normally when we talk about cryptocurrency wallets, we kind of talk about it as this is your wallet. Okay, yours, it's yours, you control it, it's all about you. Well, what I heard today was that there's a local convenience store here, and they sell vape accessories and supplies and, tobacco and drinks and, things like that. It's a convenience store. It's called Corner News. They've been taking crypto since 2013. They were one of the first real-life businesses, I think, to do that.
Absolutely.
And so the story is that in the downtown Keene area, and this store is right in the heart of downtown. In fact, it's not far from the homeless shelter, the private homeless shelter in downtown Keene. And there's a little park where some of the homeless folks tend to kind of hang out called Railroad Square. And they shop at Corner News. Well, apparently the homeless community has taken to cryptocurrency. And this is according to the owner of the store.
This blew me away.
And this is two people have now relayed this story to me because they went in and the owner told them about this.
Wow.
So I haven't talked to her personally, so this is hearsay, but I buy it because we trust the people that have told us the story. And so apparently what's going on is the homeless person doesn't have their own phone for whatever reason, because a lot of homeless people do. They're not paying rent, so why not?
Right.
But for the ones that don't have phones, apparently they have acquired an Edge Wallet account, because remember, Edge Wallet is username and password based.
Right.
So you don't have to have 12 or 18 backup words and go through some arduous process to restore a wallet. So what they're doing is they're coming in, getting the stuff that they want to buy, tobacco or whatever, cigarettes, and then they're telling the owner, hey, can I use your phone so I can pay for this? And the owner is then giving them, because they're probably regulars, she probably trusts them to hold
I
their
would
phone.
suggest that if you're going to do this as a store owner, you get yourself a
dummy
tablet
phone,
that you don't use for anything
That's a good idea.
else, because letting people touch your phone is a bad
idea.
plan.
Well, nonetheless, though, it's an interesting thing. So what's going on is they're then using their Edge username and password to log into their Edge, paying for their products, because again, they got AnyPay there. It's easy to pay with crypto at this store. They're paying for their products. They're handing it back to the owner at that point. And when they come back in, Edge remembers the usernames that are already on the phone. So then all she has to do is just, here's Joey. Select his account and give it to him. He puts in his 4-digit passcode or whatever to access the account, and he gets to pay his bill. I was blown away by this.
I found that completely fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that the homeless would begin to adopt cryptocurrency?
Now, it seems like it might be a good idea to introduce, because you might find people who have flip phones but not smartphones. That might be a good use case for the text service you were talking about. Yeah,
that's a good point. My question was, what is the preferred cryptocurrency
of the homeless?
Which do they like? Do they
That's
like
a good question.
Dash?
Wouldn't
I
it
mean,
be
do they
great
like
if
Bitcoin?
all of a sudden whatever it was went 100x and they could all get homes?
That'd be amazing.
Well, yeah, and then part of me, that was my real thought was, wow, if they do actually end up with some excess and they keep it around, we've all seen what cryptocurrency prices can do, and it can be pretty amazing. Not all cryptocurrencies take the path of Bitcoin, and some don't, and some have good returns, and now we'll have crypto investors on our streets in Keene. I think that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
We've been talking about the Food and Drug Administration's plans to ban all non-tobacco flavors, except including mint and menthol, from the market within 90 days.
30 days.
30 days, I'm sorry. You found something else that...
it's coming up in your story. I have it pulled up here, and it's like 2 paragraphs in. It's Juul's official statement about this.
Got you.
Now, Juul has already voluntarily done this, but were we on the air when we mentioned that Juul is owned by Big Tobacco?
It's partially owned.
Partially owned?
Altria has a 35% ownership.
And
it's a couple down from where you are, but
right. So again, companies may be able to reintroduce their flavors at a later date, as long as they submit a formal application. Vaping companies such as Juul have been criticized for hooking children on e-cigarettes with flavors such as mango and cream.
We already covered.
We did.
That.
I'm just trying to jump ahead. Label epidemic. One of the reasons.
Yeah, just jump down to the next paragraph.
Quote, the Trump administration is making it clear that we intend to clear the market of flavored e-cigarettes to reverse the deeply concerning epidemic of youth e-cigarette use that is impacting children.
Yeah, we did that one too. Sorry, Chris.
That's all right. Schools and communities.
Can't you think about the children?
Azar. It could take the FDA several weeks to develop the guidelines, Azar told reporters outside the White House with acting FDA Commissioner Neil Sharpless. I'm not making that up.
He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, is
Commissioner Sharpless. Shares of Altria, which owns a 35% stake in e-cigarette company Juul, fell by less than 1%, while competitors PMI Group, Japan Tobacco, British American Tobacco, and Imperial Brands rose by between 1% and 3% in midday trading. A Juul spokesman told CNBC on Wednesday, quote, we strongly agree with the need for aggressive category-wide action on flavored products. We will fully comply with the final FDA policy when effective. Now,
so the big tobacco Judas goat,
yes,
is begging for the industry they infiltrated to be.
Juul. No, this is Juul's statement. Juul was not a big tobacco company. Altria bought shares in Juul later.
Okay.
Juul created their business on flavored products.
Sure.
And now they're saying, well, we totally agree with
they canceled
this.
all their flavored products. You can't get them in stores anymore.
That was not their choice.
It was their choice because
that was
other
a regulatory
companies
move.
Really?
Yep.
How could they do a regulatory move that affected only Juul and not the companies that still make flavored substitutes? I'm pretty sure it was a voluntary thing.
It was a political
move.
move.
What they did is they're stepping in so that they can speak for the vape industry. And just buying that 35% share would,
or maybe they did it to try to preempt what the government was.
They did. They saw which way the wind was blowing. Now, what Juul does, this has been played out so many times, is we're big, we are bloody wealthy, we got more money than we need. We're going to beg for regulation that will weed out all the other competitors to us who don't have as deep a pockets as we do. So that's where Juul's going with that.
Now they're going behind the scenes and probably going to lobby the FDA to make the regulations as friendly to their preferences as possible.
Of course they are. Azar said they want to keep tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes on the market for adults who may be using them to quit smoking. Well, excuse me, Mr. Azar, you moron. I smoked for 35 years. You think I want to go back to something that tastes and smells exactly like the product that I'm trying to quit? Why? Who could see sense in this?
Have you lost your mind?
The FDA has embraced e-cigarettes as a less harmful way for smokers to satisfy their nicotine addiction than smoking cigarettes. Skyrocketing numbers of minors, bear in mind, started using the products, forcing the FDA to reverse course.
Those darn kids.
Unbelievable.
It's all their fault.
This is unbelievable because half of it's lies and the half of it doesn't make any sense. 855 450 free. What do you think? This is Free Talk Live.
Warning, this is a privacy alert. You are being spied on right now as I speak by your phone. If you want this to stop, visit GoDarkBags.com and we'll show you how elite military units protect themselves and how you can too. Go Dark Bags are lab tested and guaranteed for life. Visit GoDarkBags.com now and enter discount code FTL to save 15%. That's GoDarkBags.com. Discount code FTL. Your privacy depends on it. End transmission. Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,494, silver at $18.09, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,155. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, U.S. President Donald Trump is planning an all-out ban on non-tobacco flavored e-cigarettes amid the continuing nationwide outbreak of a lung illness tied to vaping that has officials demanding new controls to rein in the so-called epidemic. The Mind Unleashed reports that the proposal comes as officials with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have warned users to stop using e-cigarettes altogether, regardless of whether the products are used to vape nicotine, CBD, or THC. On Wednesday, Trump met with Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar and Acting Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Norman Sharpless to discuss the proposed ban. Trump told reporters, quote, "Not only is it a problem overall, but really specifically with respect for children, we may very well have to do something very, very strong about it," end quote. According to a 2016 survey, there are roughly 10 million vapers in the U.S., with half of those users under the age of 35. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. The Electronic Frontier Foundation, on Wednesday, published the Atlas of Surveillance, Southwestern Border Communities. The first report from a new research partnership with the University of Nevada, Reno's Reynolds School of Journalism. EFF and a team of students compiled profiles of 6 counties along the U.S.-Mexico border, outlining the types of surveillance technologies deployed by local law enforcement, including drones, body-worn cameras, automated license plate readers, and face recognition. The report also includes a set of 225 data points marking surveillance by local, state, and federal agencies in the border region. Activist Post reports that student researchers found a heavy concentration of surveillance technology, even among smaller municipalities. The technologies were often funded through federal grants, especially Operation Stone Garden, which transfers money to local law enforcement to assist in border security operations. A major underwater research station in the Baltic Sea, tasked with collecting priceless information on environmental conditions, has gone missing, baffling its owners and drawing an investigation by German police. The Mind Unleashed reports the Geomar Helmholtz Center for Ocean Research, a state-funded institute based in Kiel, Germany, said in a statement Monday that the large monitoring station, along with a smaller unit, had been entirely removed with great force from a restricted area last month where boats are not allowed. The Buckness Eck Observatory was located at the outlet of the bay, just south of the northern border with Denmark. It was stationed 1.1 miles offshore at a depth of 72 feet underwater. On August 21st, the station went offline completely in what researchers originally believed to be a mere transmission error. But when divers arrived to investigate the scene, all they could find was the shredded land connection cable used to power the station. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Thomas the Tank Engine says he's a little uneasy with his broad autistic following, and a couple has a nest egg of debt to make sure they've got some money to owe down the road. This is the Onion Week in Review. Local video editor James Korf told reporters Wednesday that despite having said goodbye over 10 minutes ago, his friend, Michael Woodward, still remained active on GChat and had shown no signs of leaving.
If it were yellow, it would mean that he hasn't been on the computer for a little while, or if it was red, it would mean he doesn't want to talk, but it's green. I can tell. I can see it right there.
Korf later said that he felt briefly relieved when Woodward's chat logo turned orange, but was once again dejected when it became green within seconds. And in this week's op-ed pages, a high school guidance counselor laments the fact that no one in his entire damn school has been molested. In other news, a bedbug feels bad for an area man, but a bug's gotta eat. A development exec wants to see what, where, and how that would look, live, and play out, and a man at the gym is just watching TV. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's our toll-free number. That's 855-450-3733. Or you can use Discord. Discord is very cool. Just load the Discord app. You can find it in your app store. Just use your high-speed internet connection, your quality microphone, and you can find out how to connect at discord.freetalklive.com. And you're going to sound like you are in the studio with us. It's really amazing. In studio, it's myself, Chris.
And Ian.
And nobody.
And we have been talking e-cigarettes because President Trump, if you look in your Constitution, if you quickly turn to that page that covers the president's power to regulate e-cigarettes, that should be
the founders
easy.
did foresee this.
They did foresee this. They have decided that he can just arbitrarily ban certain flavors but let other flavors be fine as long as it tastes like tobacco. No problem, Mr. Trump says. But if it tastes like mint or menthol, which is going to affect... Or fruit, or cream, or candy, or anything like that, or sweet tobacconcino, which is the flavor I am vaping tonight. It's my preferred. I like having that flavor that doesn't taste like a cigarette. Imagine that.
Huh.
That helped me quit smoking, and I've been cigarette-free for about 8-9 months now. I mean, not one.
Wow.
Not slipped up once.
Congratulations.
Not one single cigarette because of this technology.
But
See,
I smoke about 1 to 2 a day, depending.
I started out
Which
there.
is something that I could not have possibly done without vaping.
Right.
I mean, you can't smoke 1 cigarette a day.
Right, and I've been that guy, and I've tried many ways to quit. This is the first thing in 35-plus years that gave me an opportunity to just not even cold turkey, because I'm still getting the nicotine. I didn't give anything
turkey.
up except for tar and 6,000 or 7,000 chemicals that are found in tobacco and tobacco papers that are used in the production of cigarettes.
Yeah, and the thing about vapes is, if they're well done, then there are literally going to be 3 or 4 distinct chemicals in there, as opposed to 500. So
6,000
or 6,000.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. It's 500 carcinogens.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
So the if a particular chemical becomes a problem, like this vitamin E acetate, obviously that's a problem. Well, guess what? You don't even have to pass a law against putting this stuff in vapes, because no company is going to put this stuff in vapes now that they know it's a problem.
The vaping companies learned something from the tobacco industry. They learned that it's a bad move long term to kill your customers.
Yeah.
It gives you short-term gains, but you lose out in the long run when they start dying earlier and
Well,
earlier.
I mean, Big Tobacco doesn't mind killing you by moving you back on cigarettes, because that's what they're trying to do with this legislation. Is they're trying to take away the benefit of vaping so you go back to cigarettes, and to capture a part of the market as well, the vape market.
Absolutely.
I'd like to just issue a quick correction here. We had talked in the last hour about Juul, which is one of the more big names in the vaping industry. They sell the nicotine salts version, which is kind of, as I understand it, more of a freebase variant on the vape.
It's a much
cartridge.
more concentrated.
Yeah.
Freebase is, in the parlance, freebase is considered, freebase is considered just what we've always had, straight nicotine. Nicotine
that's right.
Nicotine salts are a different way to connect nicotine into a molecule in a different way as a salt. That's all it means.
It's stronger. It's a better hit.
The practicality is it does have it takes less to get the same thing. So you see,
so powder cocaine is just cocaine,
right?
Crack coke, is cocaine HCl, which is the salt form. Freebase cocaine is just cocaine.
There
Same thing with nicotine.
I will say that nicotine salts provide a very different experience over regular nicotine when you're talking about vaping. It gives you something that is much more close to a hit off of a cigarette. And I'm sorry, I was trying to quit cigarettes. I wanted something that was very similar, but I sure as hell didn't want something that tasted like a cigarette. That is what Donald Trump is going to do.
So here's the correction. And I think what I'm correcting is that we were both right in the conversation we had about Juul and the flavors, because remember we had this discussion about, well, did Juul decide on their own to restrict the distribution of their flavored products, or was it a government decision? And I remembered covering this last year on Free Talk Live when this news hit.
Okay.
And so going back to CNBC from 2018, the Food and Drug Administration did restrict sales of flavored e-cigarettes to age-restricted stores and pursuing bans on menthol cigarettes. So they're going to maybe ban menthol cigarettes as well. But the rule was that if you have a convenience store, meaning that anyone can come into the convenience store, you cannot sell flavored e-cigarettes in the convenience store. However, if you have an establishment like a vape shop where you're not allowed to be in there unless you're over the age of 18 or 21, whatever the legal age in the state,
right,
the vape shops or cigar shops or whatever could still sell the flavored juices under the FDA rules. But Juul may have decided, well, we're just going to pull all our flavors out of any store. That may be something they decided to do as a result of it.
That may be the case.
Yeah, I think the only way to get flavored Juuls is to order them directly
online
from the company,
Correct.
And I couldn't get by their KYC.
And,
wow.
And interestingly, when they did that, that's when all the Juul knockoffs, meaning Juul is like
Something
a
that'll
cartridge,
plug in, right?
It plugs into it, a little cartridge. that gives you the Nick salt, so all the knockoffs began to pop up. So that's what happens when we do this stuff.
And the knockoffs are, I think, more likely to cause health problems. I don't know if you've used the Juul knockoffs, but some of them are awful.
I've tried
and
a
you don't
couple
really
of them.
know the brand of the cartridge you're buying.
Right.
You know it's a Juul stick, but you don't know what the thing you're plugging into it is.
Yeah, and that introduces some doubt in consumers' minds. Guess what? Consumers can come to these conclusions on their own. I don't buy the off-brand stuff. I stick to a couple top-of-the-line manufacturers of the juice that I use. I'm not interested in, trying hey, we got this new thing in from China. It's the cheapest thing out there. You want to try it? No, I don't want that.
Yeah, I always go for the best juice I can get.
Yeah, it's
well, you're still saving money, right? Like even with a high-end product like a Juul, as opposed to the knockoffs, it's still going to be a lot cheaper than buying 2 packs of cigarettes or even a pack a day. Am I right about this?
Yeah.
And Juul, I mean, if you're a 2-pack a day smoker, it's going to be half the money. And
that's a huge savings.
That's a huge savings. And if you actually get a refillable device like I use, it's way less expensive than that.
And another way to think of it, rather than worrying about how many packs a day, is just it's going to be a Juul cartridge is about 2 packs of cigarettes worth of nicotine. So whatever you smoke, it's going to be about half the money.
Yeah,
it's directly proportional.
That's a good point, Rich.
Nobody.
It is just this idea, though,
Nobody
that
gets math.
that we can't just decide for ourselves what goes into our body. What would you say if the government decided to outlaw chocolate ice cream? It makes as much sense as that. There's a flavor that we don't like, and we don't think anybody should have it, so we're going to outlaw chocolate ice cream.
And isn't that just the ice cream companies trying to lure children into a lifetime of obesity?
Absolutely. Get them hooked young.
Get them hooked young.
It is insanity. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. We got some phone calls to get to, but what do you think? Is Trump on the right path here, or is he being an overreaching tyrant like so many presidents like to do? 855-450-FREE. This is Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced 6-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years with experience in all the money markets. By comparison, so many of these so-called crypto gurus have barely been alive for 20 years. Seth has not only experienced personal success from his own investments in crypto, he has also helped his clients earn 6- and 7-figure incomes, including helping investors make over $750,000 in EOS in 90 days and 1,225% in only 5.5 months with Chainlink. Seth has help for the small do-it-yourself guy on up to crypto whales. Increase your wealth. Visit CryptoWealthCoach.com.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do. I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's Antiwar.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. That's our toll-free number. We've been talking vaping. While I'm vaping here in studio, myself, Chris the Vapor.
And Ian.
And nobody the Vapor.
Yeah, so we got two people in here who have personal experience with vaping.
I have vaped.
You have vaped.
Yes.
You just haven't vaped tobacco products.
I have
vaped
tobacco products.
Yeah, I have vaped nicotine before.
Oh, okay.
I just am not an addict,
right?
So I can put it down.
I am an addict, and what I was addicted to were cigarettes. And I finally found a way to quit cigarettes. I was able to, according to the British Health Department, reduce the harm by 95% by switching from cigarettes to vaping. That is the percentage that they see, even with flavored cigarettes, flavored vapes over tobacco. 95% harm reduction. We've been reading from the story from CNBC, and I want to continue. The effort to ban flavored e-cigarettes has started picking up momentum. Michigan, San Francisco, and Boulder, Colorado have banned flavored e-cigarettes. Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire and former New York mayor, pledged $160 million to help enact similar restrictions around the country. The FDA was supposed to start reviewing e-cigarettes, a relatively new market, last summer until former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb pushed back the review until 2012.
So this was what we were talking about earlier,
right?
Where they restricted purportedly, or at least they were talking about restricting the flavors from being sold in like general stores or convenience stores where young people could come in and see them, I guess. And now they've pushed back the full review for 3 more years.
The proposal outlined Wednesday essentially moves the FDA's timeline to review flavors up to this year. All companies must submit applications in May 2020 per a federal court judge's ruling issued in July. Preliminary data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's annual survey of teens show more than a quarter of high school students used e-cigarettes within the past 30 days, with the, quote, overwhelming majority, unquote, saying that they vaped fruit and menthol or mint flavors, HHS said in a press
of course,
release.
The vast majority of everybody vapes those flavors.
wait a
Those
minute.
are nearly all of the flavors available.
What I want to know is what were a quarter or what was the percentage of high schoolers in 1999 when vapes did not exist at all that were using tobacco cigarettes? Was it more than a
About
quarter?
25%.
Okay, yeah. So
and I would ask, what's that percentage now? If you've got more kids, if they're going to smoke something, I would rather see kids vape than smoke cigarettes.
Right. Now, there was actually a quote earlier that you missed. I'm going to share that with you here from Alex Azar. So you had talked about how they're going to allow, once this regulation goes through and they ban all these flavors, that they're going to still allow tobacco. Well, Azar said this, quote, "If we find that children start surging into tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes, or if we find marketing practices that target children and try to attract them into tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes, we will engage in enforcement actions there also."
Unbelievable.
So as long as some kid decides to vape tobacco flavor, well, get ready, they're going to ban that too.
Well,
which of course, if kids smoke cigarettes, so of course they're gonna, if all they can get is the tobacco flavor, that's what they're gonna use.
Why wouldn't they?
Just like us,
Right? Why wouldn't they? Because remember, if you're a young person and you have a nicotine addiction, you can use a vape relatively subtly. It's not something that has the stench of a cigarette, right? So if you go into the bathroom, and in fact, I've even heard of kids doing it in class, like hitting the vape and then holding it in.
I've hit it in court.
Yeah. And holding it in so they don't exhale a lot or any vapor, or at the very least they could go to the bathroom, vape in a bathroom stall, and nobody's going to be the wiser of it. It'll just be a tobacco flavor. And they're going to still use it.
Yeah, you're not going to stop anything. What you will do
drive them back to cigarettes is what you're going to do.
Well, you'll do that, and you'll drive people that still look for flavors to black markets that you have no hopes of ever controlling. That's just not going to happen. And it's insane to think that you will. The FDA is in the process of banning menthol cigarettes.
I can't believe that.
That one amazes me.
Did you say they're banning menthol cigarettes?
In the process of whatever that means.
That's going to be regular cigarettes in this process of banning flavors of vaping. They're going to ban menthol cigarettes.
Holy shit.
Oh, you can't say that. Hit that dump button there. Hit it now.
Sorry.
Hit the other one, please. Looks like the board op beat you to it on that one.
I'm glad. You really threw me there, Rich.
I'm sorry. I really threw me too.
So, Oh, you just muted my mic. So we're still here?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, good.
So I didn't catch that, but I was just looking at Rich, and Rich...
you mean nobody.
I'm seeing
his name's nobody.
Nobody.
And his mic is
slip.
muted now, by the way. I don't know if that was your intention. But
It was.
Don't have to leave me muted. Though.
Okay. That's your first warning, nobody.
Yeah.
Because nobody could get muted. But just this idea that they are going to ban menthol cigarettes. So forgive me for saying this. I'm going to say it anyway. This almost seems... It's going to seem to some people as racially motivated. I don't want to make a broad generalization about...
You mean they're trying to save black people?
There's nothing racist about statistics. The usage of menthol cigarettes is largely in the black community, and that's well established. So, yes, they are literally going to create, one would expect, a black crime wave by criminalizing an activity which is most prevalent in the black community.
Right. And I have...
And this isn't because black people are bad, it's because the government's bad.
Right. And because certain people have certain preferences for what kind of flavors they like out of a cigarette or out of vape juice.
Well, clearly the government wants to help these black people and everybody else that likes menthol.
And that's why they banned heroin.
Well, I don't know if black people had a problem with heroin any more than anyone else. I don't think that's a statistic.
But the goal out of the early days of the war on, and this only comes from Richard Nixon's, chief of staff, H.R. Haldeman, said our goal was... Ehrlichman said that? Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it was Ehrlichman. He was the one who went to jail, and then he said it on CNN.
Yeah, the question of how did the war on drugs get started? Was that anything to do with politics? And he said, of course. We wanted to make all black people criminals, so we'll ban heroin.
And hippies.
And we'll go after the hippies by making marijuana a Schedule I drug.
Yeah, and actually what he said is we will use propaganda to associate heroin with black people in the public mind and to associate marijuana with hippies. It doesn't take that much propaganda to associate marijuana with hippies.
Regulators have blamed the teen vaping epidemic on one e-cigarette manufacturer in particular, Juul. Dun, dun, dun. So
sounds like Zool, the character from Ghostbusters.
There is only Juul.
We have to have an enemy, and we have to put his name on it while we prop him up and take their lobbying money. 855 450 free. This is Free Talk Live.
She seems happier. Her fur is so much shinier, silkier, softer. She has really mellowed a lot.
Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life.
The shedding has stopped. The itching has stopped.
Since 2001, we've helped more than 250,000 dogs get over their nutritional deficiency miseries.
And saved our customers bazillions in vet bills.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Dynovite is nutrition.
Dynovite for life.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dynovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project early movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Because we are smothering in spam, please do not reply to all when you can instead reply. I was recently among over 100 invited to a corporate reunion. It's always a warm affair, and that's the problem. Enthusiasm for our upcoming get-together caused many recipients to RSVP the organizer with a cheery reply to all. I can't wait. Then others piled on with a reply to all to that. Then the "I'm out of my office now" autoresponders joined in. So I replied to all, asking that we all reply only to the organizer. Hey, at least I tried. One invitee, apparently retired, shot back, "Point taken, but I really like seeing the responses since they're so positive." Smiley face. This better be an open bar. From survivalspeech.com, I'm Holland Cook.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. That's our toll-free number. That's the number you call to get on the radio. You can change the subject. You don't have to talk about what we've been talking about. We've been talking about Donald Trump's plan to ban flavored vape cartridges and flavored
You think it was his plan?
e-cigarettes.
I don't think it was his plan.
I think he's jumping on the bandwagon. I think if Donald Trump said, "Nah, let's not do that," it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, he's for it, but I don't think he cooked this up. I think it was the bureaucrats.
It was, well, bureaucrats always, they do the grunt work, the hard task of oppressing people's rights. But first I want to tell you about Help Me Take Bitcoin. Do you operate a retail business, and are you looking for a solution for point-of-sale cryptocurrency acceptance? It's never been easier thanks to HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com. There's no paperwork or approval process to open an account. If you already have a tablet at your cash register, you're almost done. Just visit HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com and follow the simple steps. Within moments, you'll be accepting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Dash at your store. Get started now at helpmetakebitcoin.com. That's helpmetakebitcoin.com. I helped a guy set up, never used cryptocurrency before, set him up with the Edge wallet, and then set him up with helpmetakebitcoin.com or AnyPay, the app. And it couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 minutes. We were setting that stuff up, and I'm like, well, charge me $1 for something. And he did it, and he charged me $1, and I paid him.
And so it came to his wallet, and everything worked great.
He had all his money just that fast. He's like, man, that's faster than credit cards. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, with credit cards, you got to apply, and then they got to review your application, and maybe they'll approve it.
Well, even using a credit card anymore is such a pain. You know, the chip readers were supposed to make things so much faster, and I hate standing in line waiting for the thing to go through. And with cryptocurrency, it's almost instant when you know that you've got a very high likelihood of getting paid. I'll take that any day. It just makes for a much smoother experience
and
for
no
customers.
fees for the merchant either.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I accept credit cards in my small business. I lose at least 2 to 4% or more based on what the customer uses, the kind of credit card they use, their bank. That's money right off the top that comes out of my family's livelihood.
You know, there's an interesting thing that I saw today at Little Zoe's Pizza here in Keene, which is one of the businesses that takes cryptocurrency for their delicious pizza. I was eating some of it a few moments ago if you saw me on cam.
So good.
Yep, and they have signs up now in their store that say if you pay with a credit card, you will be charged an extra 3.5% for the convenience of using the credit card, or for the privilege, or whatever you want to call it, of using the credit card. And so I talked to the owner who was there, about it. I helped him hook up the crypto thing. And I said, hey, are you giving, because it talks about a cash discount. I said, hey, are you giving a crypto discount too? And he said, yeah. The only people who pay more, so like there's the menu price for the pizza, and then the credit card people pay more for that. So cash payers and crypto payers get the best prices. Credit card payers pay more. And the interesting thing was, this company that he's working with appears to encourage this. The credit card processor appears to be like on board with this whole idea. It's like their business model somehow. And I didn't get into exactly how all that works, but it was very interesting to me.
It ups the amount of the check.
Sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, as far as like, why would a credit card processor want to position themselves to try to position themselves out of a job, basically?
Because they're trying to position themselves to be the middlemen for people who wouldn't ordinarily take credit cards.
You're right
guessing.
about that. Yeah. Right, because what happened with Little Zoe's was earlier this year or maybe late last year, he decided to stop taking credit cards, and he made an Instagram post about it, like, we're stopping taking credit cards.
All of a sudden, he gets a call from these guys.
So we can
sometime
handle
after,
these.
sometime after.
I'll bet that's what happened.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. And I actually brought up, I said, well, I thought most credit card companies prohibit in their terms of service giving a cash discount, because they want their card to be on the same level as all other forms of payment. So it was part of the terms of service. And he says that was true, but there was apparently a Supreme Court decision that said that if there is sufficient notice, meaning signage, so customers can see.
I'm writing this down
pay.
because I'm implementing the same thing tomorrow.
That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you about it.
Right.
So as long as there's signage up, and he's got like a little placard in front of the register, and he's got like, a flyer or something. He's got a couple different places where it's there.
Yeah.
Like if you use a credit card, you're paying more for it, 3.5% more. He says that on the cards like Discover or American Express, where it's a 5% or 4.5 or whatever, it's usually a little pricier, he still has to eat that. But that hardly ever happens, right? Like almost nobody pays with those cards. And of course, you could always decide to not accept those cards as well. Just go Visa, MasterCard. And then, so now he's getting in thousands of dollars extra every single year from his credit card he's not losing that money, right? Like he keeps the full amount of his sale.
Yeah, and
I was
for
impressed with
that's
that.
a beautiful thing.
It is. And for people that don't know, I mean, we small businesses pay 3, 4, 5% on every sale, every transaction that you use a credit card.
But think about it this way. It's 3%, but that's 3% of the gross. What's the percentage of the profit that you're actually paying to the credit card companies?
Right. Yeah.
That's much larger, whatever it is. Because each item's different as far as your profits are concerned, but...
Yeah, I mean, technically, it's not part of the profit because it's an expense, but
it's coming out of your profit.
If your profit is
you walk away with less profit,
right,
and you pay a 3% fee, then you've lost 10% of your profit.
Exactly.
And
so it's even worse.
And that's why my small business we do the crypto discount. I mean, that's been a long-standing thing. I want to encourage people not to use credit cards, so we'll offer them 5% off anything in the store if you pay with crypto. That's how we're addressing that, but I like this idea. I got to look into this.
I like it, too.
I don't remember the name of the company. Just stop in. They've got the signage up. It's right there on the signage.
I'll do a little bit more research.
Adding a PayPal fee would rock, too. I don't know if that's doable for people who take PayPal to charge an extra fee for people who use it. But
I accept every way you could possibly pay. I will not say no. So I take PayPal. I take a couple different online type things. The Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung
I won't
Pay.
take anything because there's certain like cryptocurrencies that are just so obscure. It would take so much time to try to change them into something useful. It's not worth my time.
And
I'll generally take anything Bittrex sells because I happen to have a Bittrex
if you
account,
can
so
quickly
I can deal
flip
with it.
Yeah, quickly flip it. It's one thing. But as far as like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and all that stuff, I offer them. Nobody has ever used them.
Yeah.
Never. Nobody has ever paid with their phone.
I think the whole Apple Pay thing's probably a little more used in like a big city where it's hip people with their Apple phones.
Urban. Yeah, not so much here in
we're in the woods.
Southwestern New Hampshire. It's just Apple Pay hasn't really caught on. But that's okay. We've been talking vaping and we've kind of beat this story to death. I don't want to stress
it
enough.
It had it coming.
It did. and Trump is asking this to be done, or it was created by, his administration. Whatever it means, there's just nothing in the Constitution about vaping.
Well, I like what this former Republican, surprisingly, chairman in Florida had to say about it on his Twitter. Al Cardenas: more children have died in ICE custody than from vaping. Just saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
No, he's not
even
wrong.
Close to wrong.
And keep in mind the epidemic they're referring to are 6 deaths. 6 deaths. That doesn't even move the needle on almost anything. 855-450 free. What do you think about an out-of-control Washington? I don't like it. This is Free Talk Live.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing when you put money in a 401k or IRA, or store jumper cables in your vehicle, or purchase health insurance? You're preparing. You're preparing to ensure you have enough money for retirement. You're preparing for when your car battery dies, or to have assistance paying a major unexpected medical bill. That all makes sense. The same goes for building a food storage plan. You're preparing for when emergencies or disasters strike and shelves go empty at your grocery store. The best way to prepare is with My Patriot Supply. They've helped 1 million hardworking Americans become more self-sufficient. My Patriot Supply sells hundreds of items, including dozens of emergency food kits, at MyPatriotSupply.com. It could be an earthquake, a cyber attack freezing our banking system, or a disaster that shuts down our power grid for weeks. For all these emergencies and more, get your supplies and prepare today at MyPatriotSupply.com. No more rushing to find empty store shelves because you're too late. Do it now so you're ready. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep REM sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to mypillow.com or call 800-870-0305 and use promo code GCN. That's mypillow.com or 800-870-0305 with promo code GCN.
Free Talk Live.
Ms. Maxwell's local council has decided that the pool, which is only 2 feet deep, needs a lifeguard. It's a kiddie pool. As if the lifeguard wasn't enough, she's also been told she must have insurance. The health and safety edict came after she wrote to the city council asking for permission to put a bigger pool in the communal garden outside her home. That was her mistake, asking for permission rather than forgiveness. But nonetheless, not only was she told it was too dangerous, but the council told her to empty the existing pool. The Portsmouth manager defended the ruling yesterday. Nigel Selly said, "We didn't have sufficient assurances that the risks associated with providing such a facility would be well managed. It's a facility. How dare you? How dare you erect this structure on your property?
It's an inflatable pool.
Without our permission."
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better, too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at MyMagicMud.com. FTL20, MyMagicMud.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's our toll-free number. That's 855-450-3733. That's the number to call to get on the air with us. And the us I refer to as myself, Chris.
It's Ian.
And nobody.
And we've been talking about vaping and Washington's desire to outlaw flavored vapes and menthol flavored vapes and mint flavored vapes. And they're also going after menthol and mint-flavored cigarettes because evidently kids can't get enough of these things. And there's an epidemic, their words, not mine, of youth smoking because of flavors like menthol. This is insanity.
Except that they're actually not smoking. They're vaping. They will be smoking if smoking is the only way they can get nicotine, though.
That's absolutely true. And, you know, when we did the Bill of Rights, we talk a lot about the First Amendment issues, the Second Amendment issues. Occasionally, we talk about, you know, the 10th Amendment, you know, all those powers that are reserved for the states. Well, there's another one that people don't think about.
The Ninth Amendment?
The Ninth Amendment.
The enumeration in this Constitution of certain rights shall not be held to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
What that means is that if the Constitution didn't mention a way to outlaw something, and it didn't mention a way to outlaw anything, then you still possess that right.
Yeah.
And this idea that Washington can do whatever they want is only because you have allowed them to do that.
And you also have to remember, in the context of the Ninth Amendment, well, what pre-existing rights did we have before the government came along? And the answer is all of them. But it's pretty well summed up in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, that is very broad.
It is.
That is very broad. But if you reject that as a pre-existing right, then the entire basis and justification for the existence of the nation and the separation from England is thrown out the window.
Right.
So the Declaration of Independence is the basis of American legitimacy, and it acknowledges a far broader base of rights than the Constitution does, except the Constitution grandfathers that in with the Ninth Amendment.
Exactly. And do you like being a colony? Because that's how you become a colony.
Yeah.
If you want to do away with that, if you
and you know what
go...
colonies have? They have ants. That's how you get ants.
This was the root of the American experiment was individual rights, small government not having Washington centrally plan everything. Everything Donald Trump rails against, socialism, central planning, he is doing every one of these things. He's doing it harder than Obama ever dreamt of.
And the authoritarian Republicans are going, harder, Daddy, harder, harder.
Oppress me a little more.
Tread on me harder. Please tread on me.
Well, he's not as bad as the Democrats.
Well, he's exactly as bad as the Democrats. On one basis, is he better than the Democrats?
Well, he's not talking about socialized health care.
He is talking about socialized health care.
He just wants it to be called Trump care, not Obamacare.
Oh, well, that will help. If the name is right, then socialism can work. They just haven't, real Trump socialism hasn't been tried yet.
But we can look at the bump stock ban. The bump stock ban was a device that was used by the Las Vegas shooter, and it allows a semi-automatic firearm to fire very quickly.
And I'm pretty sure I've never heard of a bump stock being used in any other crime. Have you?
No. As far as I know, that was the only one where, sadly, some 56, 58 people died. And some of those were hit with a rifle that had a bump stock on it. I'm not going to dispute that. But based on that...
I don't know if it's true or not, because I heard more than one shooter on that tape. So I think there's a lot of lies coming out of Vegas.
Whatever it may be, the point is Donald Trump allowed a ban on a piece of plastic that cannot fire a bullet on its own. It's anything you attach a bump stock to, he said, now turns it into a machine gun, which is alchemy. I don't even know where to go. It's turning an inanimate piece of plastic that can't fire a bullet on its own into a machine gun. It was nonsensical.
It's something not even Clinton's ATF would have done.
No. Obama's ATF looked at it again, and they said, yeah, bump stock, that's more or less a novelty item. We don't feel the need to regulate a bump stock.
But the Trump ATF said, we can't have that much liberty.
Right. And I was in several conversations online today with various Democrats who are saying, well, you can't take the chance that you get the Democrats in there. Well, you're not giving me
Democrats. Hold on. You were in a conversation with Democrats who said you can't take a chance?
With Republicans.
Okay.
I apologize if I
You got the lime in the coconut.
Yeah, I do. And that is my Lyme disease showing up for an appearance. But the idea that the end of the world will occur if Democrats take back the White House. It's pretty much on issues that are important to me. Trump has behaved worse than Democrats. So tell me again why I should be all worried. And don't think that I'm going to support a Democrat for president or that I'm going to support Donald Trump. I am hoping for the...
You're going to vote for Bill Weld?
Big flaming meteor. I think that's
vote for nobody. Because nobody else, just write me in. Because nobody has a right to make your decisions for you.
I would, but I think I promised my vote to somebody who answered one of my posts and said, hell yeah. I'm like, good enough. You got my vote.
You don't remember who it was?
It doesn't matter. I'll find out. I'll go through my timeline and figure out who that one person was that commented. And if he happens to run, I'll vote for him. I also said I would vote for Gabby, what's her name? The Democrat running. I did say I'd vote for
Tulsi
Gabbard.
Yeah, I said I would vote for her, but only based not on her positions, but based on her workout video. So I feel that's as compelling a reason to choose a new dictator, and that's all we're going to be doing is we're going to be choosing either we like the dictator we have. Who is oppressing our rights, or we're going to choose a new dictator who will oppress our rights in some other fashion.
Well, I'll be voting libertarian because even if I'm not crazy fond of the candidate, at least it makes it real clear that what I want is less government.
Yeah, that's a good point. And a lot of people, hopefully more people are thinking that. I know today a lot more libertarian ideas are getting out there thanks to you.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens in 2020, given the Libertarian Party candidate, Gary Johnson, did pretty well. I believe he got a record percentage of votes in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So he did very well compared to previous Libertarian candidates. So can the Libertarian Party nominate somebody who can keep that momentum up, or will they lose momentum? Because obviously there's going to be a lot of frustration surrounding Trump, presuming he gets the nomination. True. And whoever the Democrats nominate is going to be crap too. So maybe the Libertarians have a chance to, get above 2%.
It's a possibility, and it's an uphill battle. Keep in mind that
we got above. Didn't Johnson get 4%?
Did they?
I think so.
Okay.
Our enemies are a couple. If you're looking for libertarian presidential hopefuls, first of all, the money's going to flow to the bigger parties, and then all the rules that are set up for elections are set up by the two major parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, decide who's going to be in debates. They're going to decide what happens and how things are counted, and they're going to control how districts are gerrymandered. So
they reserve the right to rig their own primaries, so don't think you have a say in who gets nominated.
It's going to be difficult, but I'm hopeful too. 855-450-FREE. We're going to come back and take your phone calls and talk about something new and completely different. This is Free Talk Live.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com. Warning, this is a privacy alert. You are being spied on right now as I speak by your phone. If you want this to stop, visit GoDarkBags.com and we'll show you how elite military units protect themselves and how you can too. Go Dark Bags are lab tested and guaranteed for life. Visit GoDarkBags.com now and enter discount code FTL to save 15%. That's GoDarkBags.com. Discount code FTL. Your privacy depends on it. End transmission.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio is great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,494, silver at $18.09, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,155. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at InnoScale.net. In the news, U.S. President Donald Trump is planning an all-out ban on non-tobacco flavored e-cigarettes amid the continuing nationwide outbreak of a lung illness tied to vaping that has officials demanding new controls to rein in the so-called epidemic. The Mind Unleashed reports that the proposal comes as officials with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have warned users to stop using e-cigarettes altogether, regardless of whether the products are used to vape nicotine, CBD, or THC. On Wednesday, Trump met with Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar and Acting Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Norman Sharpless to discuss the proposed ban. Trump told reporters, quote, "Not only is it a problem overall, but really specifically with respect for children, we may very well have to do something very, very strong about it," end quote. According to a 2016 survey, there are roughly 10 million vapers in the U.S., with half of those users under the age of 35. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. The Electronic Frontier Foundation, on Wednesday, published the Atlas of Surveillance, Southwestern Border Communities, the first report from a new research partnership with the University of Nevada, Reno's Reynolds School of Journalism. EFF and a team of students compiled profiles of 6 counties along the U.S.-Mexico border, outlining the types of surveillance technologies deployed by local law enforcement, including drones, body-worn cameras, automated license plate readers, and face recognition. The report also includes a set of 225 data points, marking surveillance by local, state, and federal agencies in the border region. Activist Post reports that student researchers found a heavy concentration of surveillance technology, even among smaller municipalities. The technologies were often funded through federal grants, especially Operation Stone Garden, which transfers money to local law enforcement to assist in border security operations. A major underwater research station in the Baltic Sea, tasked with collecting priceless information on environmental conditions, has gone missing, baffling its owners and drawing an investigation by German police. The Mind Unleashed reports the Geomar Helmholtz Center for Ocean Research, a state-funded institute based in Kiel, Germany, said in a statement Monday that the large monitoring station, along with a smaller unit, had been entirely removed with great force from a restricted area last month where boats are not allowed. The Buckness Eck Observatory was located at the outlet of the bay, just south of the northern border with Denmark. It was stationed 1.1 miles offshore at a depth of 72 feet underwater. On August 21st, the station went offline completely in what researchers originally believed to be a mere transmission error. But when divers arrived to investigate the scene, all they could find was the shredded land connection cable used to power the station. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Over 60% of employers are now checking online amateur pornography of potential job candidates. Is it fair to base hiring decisions on an applicant's online porn?
Now, this is not fair at all. For instance, if there's a red tube video of my girlfriend slapping me and choking me and riding me, that shouldn't be an indication I'm going to lack leadership in a work situation.
Yeah, but Duncan, it's going to be hard to convince an employer who's masturbating to that video otherwise.
Exactly. My potential employer might see all those videos of my husband tying me up and having his way with me, and then they're going to think that I'm not going to be assertive enough for the job.
I mean, if you don't want to jeopardize the content of your porn, you can always shoot from the eyes down.
Oh, but that's not the same if you cover the eyes. That's where the innocence is.
So am I supposed to leave an orgy just because someone shows up with a camera?
No one's saying you should leave an orgy.
No, right. So
it's more complicated.
So now if I go to a party, I wear something like this in case that situation comes up again.
I like that. I actually shoot my porn in sepia tone and make it look old-timey, so if people see it, they'll think it's my grandfather and not me.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. 855-450-FREE. That's our toll-free number, 855-450-3733. Hour number 3 of our program tonight. Free Talk Live does 3 hours of live radio pretty much every night of the year. And this is open phones radio. This is something that isn't really big in the market anymore. The idea that you could call in with a topic that's interesting to you, not necessarily what the hosts are talking about. You can't do that on a lot of radio programs, and Free Talk Live, you've been able to do that since day one, and we happily continue that tradition because we find your topics interesting. The we I refer to as myself, Chris.
It's Ian.
And nobody.
And we have been, as always, kind of all over the map. We talked a lot about Trump's plan. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we've
been
on one story.
We have talked about different.
We've talked about various aspects of that.
Yes.
True.
I'm calling it. It's not all over the map.
Now, is
it's
all
a very
over the map
small
bigger
map.
or smaller than all over the board? Because I would think all over the board would be like a small thing, and
I think we've been
all over the map much larger.
We have been all over the board on this story.
Okay.
We've talked. I'm just trying to make excuses to make it sound like we didn't get stuck on one topic all night, but it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. I mean, even though Free Talk Live has the ability to talk about anything, and we do have open phones all night, sometimes it's rare, but sometimes we'll talk for 3 hours about one topic. Very rarely, but it has happened. In this case, we did too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and this case is interesting because
has legs, as they say.
Yeah, we want to talk about the legality of whether somebody can actually ban a menthol cigarette or menthol vapes or fruit flavored vapes or whatever.
Oh, it's legal. That doesn't mean it's right.
Right.
Well,
and
the thing is,
that's the
it's
point.
not legal because the Constitution does not authorize
Well, that's your
it.
interpretation.
And, well, it is my interpretation, but it's what the words on the page say. and
that's the point.
That's what people agreed to. Nobody agreed to some random interpretation of the Constitution in 2019. They agreed to what they thought it meant when they signed it.
And the idea behind it wasn't
And
that...
I didn't agree to anything.
Well,
right, I didn't either.
What's legal is what the men and women in robes in the Supreme Court say is legal. That's it. It's an opinion backed by guns. That's what law is.
And even them doing that, originally, that wasn't in the Constitution. The idea that the Supreme Court would decide what is constitutional law-wise and isn't constitutional, that wasn't in the Constitution. The Supreme Court decided that in Marbury v. Madison and granted themselves the right to be the sole arbitrator of constitutionality.
Yeah, and basically that makes them the skyhook of the entire thing. And when I say skyhook, there's a old story about a pilot who's almost out of gas, and he's circling an airport, and they ask him to circle for another half hour, but he doesn't have the gas, and he says, "Well, this aircraft is not equipped with a skyhook. I can't just hang it up here."
Gotta say, nobody
Yes.
comes up with some interesting things like that.
Yeah, nobody knows a lot of things.
Nobody does know a lot of things. But I know
strange things that are absolutely useless most of the time. But
I know something Ian knows something about, and that's, well, two things: cryptocurrency and free money. More money, more money, more money. Tell me about Stellar, because you tipped me off to something that got me $20 in Stellar.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not the right person to
that's a
ask
stellar return.
about Stellar specifically. I think nobody probably knows a lot more about Stellar. He's done some detailed research into it. He could probably much better explain what it is, and we should do that. But it is one of the top cryptocurrencies on the planet right now, according to CoinMarketCap.com. It's currently ranked. Actually, it's dropped out of the top 10. It was in the top 10 for a good amount of time this year, I think. It is currently at number 12 with a market cap of over $1 billion or 1.1 billion US dollars. And but that's not what's noteworthy about Stellar. There's what got it into the news this week is they're teaming up with an organization called Keybase to do a massive what they call airdrop in the world of cryptocurrency, meaning they're just giving away a bunch of their what they call stellar lumens, which is their crypto, if you will, and they're giving them away to people who are using. They should
call it an air illumination.
Yeah, they're doing it to people who have the Keybase program, which. And how to describe what Keybase is. So we have oh my God, that was loud. I hope our ISDN line's okay. It looks okay. So going on.
Yeah, Keybase is an interesting program.
Sorry, somebody needs to keep talking while he's doing that. Just switch to the Comrex access since the ISDN is not working correctly.
There we go.
That sounded very glitchy.
Yeah, Keybase is kind of a cool app. So Keybase, you can sign up for a Keybase account, and it will, when you set it up with a username and a password, it will encrypt a set of keys for you, so that you can prove. What they then ask you to do is prove that you are who you are, and you can prove your identity in a couple different ways. You could
several.
hook it up to my Twitter account, and they will trust me because I'm a member of Twitter. But what's more important is I can set these keys to all sorts of different things. I can reference my personal email if I run a website. I can put some of their code in my website so that they can verify me that way.
You can upload your PGP key so that people can download it and know that you're really you.
Right. If you've had PGP key for a long time, that's one way. And then it allows you to use their built-in...
Wait a minute. Anybody can copy your public PGP key. That doesn't prove that you are who you say you are.
Well, it doesn't prove that you are who you say you are, but if somebody goes to Keybase and they see that Rich Freeman Paul at Facebook is attached to this Keybase account and that Elect Nobody at Twitter is attached to this Keybase account, then they can download the PGP key, the PGP public key from Keybase for the same account, and they know that PGP key belongs to
the same
Rich
person.
Freeman Paul at Facebook.
Correct.
And to Elect Nobody at Twitter.
So that's the important point about Keybase is you have multiple points of identity that are all tied in together, and the more of these points that you can verify are yours, so Twitter, Facebook, website, there's other things on there, Mastodon, then you can feel pretty certain that the person you're dealing with is actually who they say they are.
Right.
And that solves a very important problem because key exchange is a huge vulnerability in cryptography. Well, key exchange would be... a key exchange vulnerability would be, say, a man-in-the-middle attack. Let's say that the FBI is monitoring us very closely, and they hear me say to you on the phone, I'm going to text you my payment address and send the crypto there. Well, they tell the phone company, okay, well, don't let that text message go through. And they send a different address.
To their address.
Then that's called a man-in-the-middle attack. And so then you send the crypto, but you send it to them. And they may... Why they may want to do that, it may be they just want to disrupt the operation, whatever it is you and I are doing. Well, if I don't get the money to finance it, the operation's over.
Yeah, and that's the point. Is you can come up with if I've got 50 different indicators that this account belongs to you, I can feel pretty assured that it is indeed you. And of course, I could talk to you every Thursday too. That works too. 855.
But if you can't see the person in real life, then you can't be sure.
Exactly, and with so much of our lives online, it makes it more difficult to know who you're talking to. 855-450-FREE. This is Free Talk Live.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
My skin's a little better and a little more energy. It's all around. It's pretty good stuff. I mean, I'm very skeptical about things, and when I do get something, it better be good or else I won't get it. So if I'm sticking with you this long, that means it's working.
I've had a couple of times where I thought I was going to get a cold or the flu or something, and then a day or two later, I'm fine. I never really got sick the whole time that I've been taking Balance of Nature, so it's keeping me healthy. So I'm just going to continue it.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And after your third month, we will ship to you at no charge an additional set of fruits and veggies. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FREETALKLIVE.
Are you able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without having to check in with anyone? Or are you stuck in a job, business, relationship, or marriage where you can't do what you want, where you're pretty much a glorified prisoner? I'm Caleb Jones, and my staff and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create location-independent income under a flexible schedule and how to date women under your terms. Go to freelifeinfo.com to download 7 free books and podcasts so you can live a life like this too.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's our toll-free number, 855-450-3733. We want to hear from you. What's on your mind? What topics interest you? We've been talking about Stellar Lumens and Keybase being involved. That's an online encrypted chat program.
Yeah, they've partnered up.
Identity sort of management. A way to prove you are who you are, and they did what's called in the crypto world an airdrop. They're giving away a bunch of free money, and we like money.
Well, when I heard the news about this, and I do have a somewhat brief story from Forbes on this. When I heard the news, I was pretty excited about it because I think it was, 2 years ago maybe, Chris, that you had introduced Keybase. I think you were the one that turned me onto it.
Yeah.
And you said, there's this cool thing where, you can have all this identity stuff verified and prove that you are who you say you are, and you can connect with other people, and it's encrypted. And we didn't mention that it's open source.
Yep.
It's also decentralized, so there's not, one central point of failure with this. And
well, there is a central server to it, but it's decentralized from the user's point of view, in that you can use different devices for backup.
Ooh, so it would not continue if the central server was shut down?
I don't think so. I think you would have to, because somebody has to be at keybase.com listening.
.io. I guess
keybase.io.
Okay.
You're right.
See, I don't know enough about exactly how the back end of this is set up, but it seemed like a really good way to, have an encrypted chat service that didn't rely on, let's say, like Signal, where Signal's a an app for your smartphone that will encrypt your chats, but Signal's based on a phone number, and if you don't have the same phone number anymore, then or further, if you're using phone numbers, there's problems with people can spoof those. There's some issues with Signal. So it seemed like another really viable alternative. But one of the problems with the encrypted chat apps in general is the more secure they are, the more unfriendly they are as far as users are concerned. So we had a chat app that we were using called Riot, which is based on the Matrix protocol for a time. And we did manage to recruit a few of the activists in the area to use that platform for, I would say, most of a year. It kind of had some legs underneath it, but then it didn't really stay popular. People sort of never really took to it in any significant way, and that's because the app was constantly bugging for key checking. It was constantly bugging the user. Oh, do you know this person? You need to make sure you verify, and then whenever you join a room, it would yell at you about it wasn't it wasn't secure or whatever. It was just constantly
or half your
annoying.
Text, anything you'd type, half of it wouldn't be legible to anybody who
or you couldn't read it on one device
right.
or another. It was just a mess.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, this might be a good way to get an encrypted chat room going, but we kind of installed it and it never really went anywhere. So, but when they announced this about this massive cryptocurrency giveaway where they're giving away apparently about $124 million worth of cryptocurrency to Keybase users, I thought, well, that's worth talking about.
Yep.
That's worth telling somebody about. If they're actually going to pay people to try out their software, that's a pretty cool idea. Like, hey, you try our software, we'll give you some free crypto.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. And the thing to understand, you were talking about the market cap of Stellar Lumens.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's really not a good measure of the liquidity in the Stellar ecosystem, because lumens are basically used to pay fees. And that's pretty much all they're good for, is to pay the transaction fees when things travel across the Stellar network. But what they really push is stable coins.
Well, yeah, we haven't talked about what Stellar actually does differently than cryptocurrencies.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was starting to talk about.
Because he'd asked me to, and you can do it better than I.
Introduce. So the Stellar ecosystem is better looked at as a market than a coin. And the Stellar Lumen operates as a utility token within that ecosystem. But the things that they really are stressing are stable coins. Okay? So basically, you can build very easily a Stellar token. Just like you do with Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum.
There's like 25,000 of these things already.
Yeah. And each of them is backed. Each of them has two attributes, basically. It's got a denomination or a unit, and it's got an issuer. Okay?
So 1 ounce of silver.
So you would have
unit.
one. If the Church of the Invisible Hand had a pile of silver sitting in the house, then we could issue a token that has an issuer, Church of the Invisible Hand, and a denomination of silver, or 1 ounce of silver. And basically, I could then spend those to anybody who trusted the Church of the Invisible Hand as a institution. Okay. And what they're trusting me for is that if they give me this token back, I'll give them a physical ounce of silver, okay,
or $1, or a gold.
The same is true. Same is true for $1, for gold, for yen. So then, if I'm sending money to my friend in Japan, all I do is I say, yeah, I want to send this many dollars to him, or I want to send this many ounces of silver, more likely for me, but I want him to get it in yen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And what it'll do is you can put out on the network announcements that you want to buy a particular thing at a particular price. So basically, when I send this order out to, say, Roger in Japan, I guess I'd pay him in Bitcoin Cash. But
you can do it with other cryptos too. There's other
yeah,
crypto
you can do it
tokens.
with other cryptos. You
Right.
can do it with Bitcoin. It's probably cheaper to sell.
But in this case, you're sending a Bitcoin token over the Stellar blockchain. The person on the other end receives this token that's worth a Bitcoin or a fraction of a Bitcoin or whatever, and then they turn that in somewhere else, right, to whoever the issuer of the token was?
They can they can return it to the issuer, or they can just hold it and spend it.
Or send it along to somebody else.
Yeah, send it along to somebody else. And so
it's more of a conduit. It acts as a conduit. It allows commerce,
instant exchanges between currencies globally without having to go through the old banking system. And now this is built into the Keybase wallet.
So
we tested this last night. I sent nobody $1 of what's called an anchor USD, because there's a bunch of these things. There's more than one USD token on here, and so you've got $1 worth of you've got $1 in this USD token that exists on the Stellar blockchain. It's fascinating.
But any fees were paid in lumens, the actual coin.
And there was a very small fee. It was basically about 2 cents worth of lumens to send the transaction. I suspect that fee would be about the same no matter how many dollars I sent, but we didn't try more than one.
Yeah. So, and it's a trading platform. It's a futures platform. If you think silver's going to surge, trade your gold tokens for silver tokens.
This is Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is a special alert for business owners, consultants, coaches, folks planning retirement, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is saving and investing to build a financial future. You are likely aware that financial privacy for most people has recently died a miserable death. And let's face it, without privacy, there really is no security, is there? Bankrupt governments and banks on the verge of collapse are perhaps the biggest threat to your financial future today. The Lighthouse Law Club recognizes this and has been working diligently to provide safe, secure, and productive tools to ensure your privacy, your financial security, and your future financial well-being, despite the catastrophes which many people fear are looming ahead of us. Find out more with a variety of free videos on the YouTube channel for Lighthouse Law Club. Just search YouTube for Lighthouse Law Club and secure your future today.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's our toll-free number, 855-450-3733. You can also contact us with Discord. Discord is a very cool app. With Discord, you can load up the app. You can use your high-speed internet connection and your quality microphone. Contact the show, and you will be, quote-unquote, on the air. And the big thing is the quality is better than most phone lines. It sounds 10 times better than people who call in on a home phone or from their cell phone. It's pretty amazing. You can find out more at discord.freetalklive.com. We've been talking about Stellar and this deal they've got working with Keybase, which is a sort of an identity provider. They ensure you are who you say you are.
It also offers chat. Yeah. You know, it doesn't do a whole lot. I think there's a file distribution system. I don't know if it's distributed or how they handle that, but files, chat, secure groups. But you get to you're pretty certain of the people that you're dealing with because they can verify in various different ways who they are. And now they're teaming up with the folks over at Stellar to give away 2 billion of their Stellar Lumen tokens, which amounts right now to about $124 million worth of crypto. Now, it's not all being done at once. They did one giveaway this week to basically everybody who already had a Keybase Keybase account. And then anybody else who opts into the giveaway at this point will get the giveaways every month until they decide to stop, I guess. So for several amounts of months, they're going to be doing this to incentivize people to, get one of these accounts. And I thought that was pretty cool. Benjamin Purist over at Forbes.com has a little piece about it. If you want to, I can share that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
So he says, while Ripple, one of the most sizable blockchain and cryptocurrency companies, has been selling off its XRP asset holdings, valued in the hundreds of millions of dollars, its co-founder is blazing a different trail at his present operation. After leaving Ripple several years ago, and you mentioned this in the history when we discussed it earlier, so the co-founder of Ripple, Jed McCaleb, went on to co-found Stellar in 2014, which has a similar crypto asset named XLM. That's the Lumen. As chatter circulates regarding the status of many crypto assets, such as Stellar's XLM and Ripple's XRP, as potentially unregulated securities, Stellar has decided to give away roughly $124 million worth of XLM, seemingly contrasting Ripple's sell-off. Today, Stellar announced a massive giveaway, this was a few days ago, in cooperation with Keybase, a group messaging community and file transfer hub. Stellar Development Foundation CEO Danelle Dixon said in an interview, quote, "In partnership with Keybase, today Stellar unveiled its largest airdrop to date," she said. Further, she said, quote, "Keybase, as a result of that, will be giving away up to 2 billion Stellar Lumens, or XLM, in the next 20 months. So almost 2 years this is going to be going on. She says further, it's pretty exciting because it's to all of their Keybase users. Now, there are certain things that you have to do in order to sort of verify your accounts. There's a couple things that you have to, hoops that you have to jump through if you want to get in on this, and that's because they don't want robots and scripts to start making fake accounts and just try to grab as much of this airdrop as possible. Today, Stellar announced a massive giveaway. And an airdrop is essentially just a way to disperse a crypto asset, sometimes for free, to various participants. In fact, when Stellar first came out, they got my attention. I forget who brought it to my attention, but actually I think it was Michael Yao, one of our listeners, where anyone who had Bitcoin was given a certain amount of Stellar. If all they had to do was prove that they were the owners of the Bitcoin, and you do this through the Bitcoin full node wallet where you sign statements, you use your signing key or whatever to use your key, your private key to sign, prove. And so they actually sort of did an initial very, very large airdrop of Stellar. So this isn't something new for Stellar. Going on, it's done if done in tandem with certain regulatory and compliance measures while utilizing proper licensing. An airdrop may ease U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission concerns, according to details from a CoinDesk story.
Of course.
The situation may, however, still depend on proper registration of assets as securities, if necessary, as well as certain disclosures, as noted in some case, blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry. Every cryptocurrency out there, the government takes their immediate position is this is a security, therefore the SEC must regulate it. It puts the responsibility on anybody who issues any kind of cryptocurrency to then prove that no, it's not a security, which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's valued at over just 6 cents per stellar lumen at the time of the writing.
Well, let me point out the other reason that's more important that it's ridiculous, which is the Constitution grants the federal government absolutely no authority to regulate securities in any way. It's just not there.
Details. I'll look that up. I think I saw that today. I was reading the Constitution trying to find out about the government regulating vaping. I think it said for cryptocurrency security tokens, see Article 39.
So, according to the piece here at Forbes, they're again interviewing the CEO there. Dixon referred to the Stellar Foundation's values as far as the reasons for the giveaway. She said, quote, "I think that has to do with who we are as a foundation. SDF, which is the Stellar Development Foundation, was founded in 2014 as a nonprofit, non-stock entity," she explained. She said further, "Our focus is global financial inclusion using blockchain and other technologies, focusing on the unbanked. And so from our standpoint, what this kind of thing does as an airdrop is it actually brings more attention to the ability for technologies like this to be able to effectuate nicely, cleanly, and efficiently cross-border transactions to help the unbanked and others out there in the world." Now, I have to say, I like this vision, and it's one of the.
It's a thing of beauty, isn't
Yeah,
it? See, that's what got me so excited about this.
Right. So, and it's one of the things that originally was exciting to me about Bitcoin back in the day was that this was a thing that could put access to money and financial services into the hands of, hundreds of millions, if not billions, of people living in areas of the world, the darkest depths of Africa, for instance, where banking services aren't really a thing, and if they are, you can't get them unless you are one of the wealthier members of that society.
Right.
And so these people are completely excluded from things that many of us take for granted. And, of course, there's many unbanked in the United States as well. I think it's like 7% or more of the U.S. population is unbanked. So they don't have access to checks. They don't have access to credit cards. They don't have access to any of the things that many of us use on a regular basis.
And more importantly, they don't have access to markets where they can sell their products. I mean, that's the big thing. You've got to have a way to transact across borders in a global economy.
But one of the things about the original Bitcoin, which is no longer true about it, is that in the old days of Bitcoin BTC, you could send a Bitcoin transaction for a fraction of a penny or not much. And that meant that somebody in Africa who's maybe earning $1 a week or something like that would be able to get into the world of cryptocurrency, and it wouldn't be a big burden. When the cost to send a Bitcoin transaction is 20 cents or $2 or whatever, because now it's ridiculously high.
That's going to shut it completely out of the third world.
It cuts out billions of potential users, and that was one of the reasons why I was so sad to see what happened to Bitcoin's fees. So now you've got Stellar.
BTC to me is a joke. It's never going to be what it was. I'm divested from it.
They could fix it, but
I don't want any part of it because they're not interested in serving the world. They're interested in serving themselves.
Not everything is placed on this earth to serve the world.
But it was originally.
That was an original view.
But the thing is, it's a service business that trades in its own stock is what it is. And it doesn't want more customers. It doesn't want more capacity.
It's basically told their customers
to be gold, and it's not gold because you can't melt it down and make a belt buckle out of it.
So now we have alternatives to it, and Stellar is picking up the ball on this, and I'm excited about it.
And they're going to do things, and there's always going to be somebody who successfully does that. BTC is really more a store of value anymore. That's the reality.
But
at
what's the value that it stores?
$855, $450 free.
Campers and survivalists, get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
If you owe money to the IRS, you need to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. It starts with a devastating letter, and if you don't act immediately, you could find yourself having your wages garnished or have a lien placed on your property. But there's a solution. Tax 10,000 can help. Avoid enforced compliance, where these holds on your income and seizure of your home could become a nightmare that just won't end. Call 800-239-9957 now and speak to one of our experts. 800-239-9957 is the number to link you directly to a tax resolution specialist who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, all the forms will be handled for you. All you have to do is make the toll-free call. 800-239-9957. Find out if you qualify and possibly save yourself thousands of dollars, not to mention a lot of headaches. It could be the best call you've made today. That number again, 800-239-9957. The service does not provide tax settlement or legal services. We will refer you to a company that does provide such services. Often the IRS will not agree to any reduction in the amount owed. Not all taxpayers who owe more than $10,000 will qualify for a tax reduction program.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, 855-450-FREE. That's our phone number. And if you hurry and call, you can get on the air. We still have some phone lines available, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We've been talking about Stellar Lumens. Stellar, which is a cryptocurrency. The actual token is called a lumen. And if you are a Keybase member, if you've downloaded Keybase.io's app, you could get some. And they've got some rules. So if you run out there and load the account right now, you might not get it today, but maybe you'll be in for next month's giveaway.
Month. Yeah, they're doing a once a month for at least the next apparently 20 months is the plan.
And Stellar is a pretty cool way, it sounds like to me, and I haven't done as much research as nobody has, but it sounds like it has
Nobody's done as much research as I have.
It has the ability to facilitate transactions globally, not unlike a lot of other cryptocurrency, but it's doing it in a different way. It has a common utility token in the lumen itself, so that you can really transfer anything over its blockchain.
Gold, silver, dollars, yen, you name it, whatever asset we're talking about here. Right now, according to keybase.io/airdrop, which is where you can go to learn more about this, apparently almost 60,000 people have now registered for the next airdrop. So there's 60,000 people are saying, I want some free Stellar. They've gone in, they've opted into this. And right now that means that about 1,672 lumens will go to each one of those, presuming no one else signs up between now and the next airdrop, and certainly more people will. And right now that's worth about $100 if it were to stay static. Now, when I first looked at this number a few days ago, it was 2,000 signed up, so it's now 60,000. And this is what they want, right? People are going to get into this. They're going to sign up for it. And over at Forbes, they've got a little piece where they interviewed the CEO, I think it was. Yeah, CEO of the Stellar Development Foundation, Danelle Dixon, who says that their goal is, or their focus is, global financial inclusion using blockchain and other technologies, focusing on the unbanked. They want to make it so that anybody, anywhere, as long as they have internet access, which is becoming much more prevalent, even in underdeveloped areas, that they will be able to send not just their own currency of US dollar or whatever it is, not just crypto, but all these different tokens. I can decide I want nobody here in the studio to receive dollars, or I want you to receive rupees, or I want you to receive yen or gold or silver, and I can send that using the Stellar tokens over the Stellar blockchain, and it's pretty slick. And this Keybase app now has this built into it as a feature of the app, which I think is one of the neatest features that the app now has. Stellar's giveaway, according to Forbes, appears slightly different than the situation at Ripple, which is their main competition. Ripple has a similar concept of these, changing currencies over a blockchain, but they focus only on banks using this. Ripple is a corporation that is, a for-profit company. Stellar's a nonprofit, organization. Ripple wants to help the banks, and I think that's great. I mean, the banks need help, so good for Ripple.
The banks get bailed out plenty.
Yeah.
But it's a totally different vision for what they're doing. Apparently, Ripple has actually sold off as much as $890 million worth of their own token, XRP, the Ripple. Their second quarter reports revealed the company sold almost $170 million worth of it in quarter one of this year, and another $251 million worth in quarter two. What does that tell you? Why are they selling off their own currency like that?
Ripple.
Well,
they can do it to increase money.
They want it to be used, but they want money.
Right. It's sort of like doing just selling stocks.
Yeah.
But they claim that they're not a security token, so they shouldn't be regulated like, regular securities, which I find sort of talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would just say regular securities shouldn't be regulated either, and
Right.
people will so, well, they won't be perfectly trustworthy if they're not regulated. Well, they're not perfectly trustworthy now.
And they are.
Come
so
on.
look into what you're doing
Nobody-
and find trustworthy things.
no, are you insinuating that a fine company like Enron wasn't trustworthy? I mean, they were an
They were regulated.
SEC approved security. I mean, that's pretty clear. That shows you what that's worth.
Over the past 2 years or so, the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, has been peering into the formerly largely unregulated crypto and blockchain space. Much uncertainty still exists in terms of which crypto assets might officially be deemed as securities by the governing body. And as of now, Bitcoin seems to be off the hook, labeled as a commodity, although the waters may still be murky for other assets, such as XLM and XRP, or Lumens and Ripple. Playing the role of a skeptic, one might question whether or not this giveaway by Stellar could avoid or help them avoid the SEC concerns that the Lumen might be a security. The CEO responded saying, quote, We don't even have that as a thought process for us. We've been giving away lumens ever since our inception in 2014. So from our standpoint, the giving away of the XLM or the lumen is our mandate, and it's one of the things that was originally set up with respect to the mission and how the organization was going to make its mark on the world. We maintain and support the development of the code base for the Stellar network, and in order to bring attention and focus and education to the Stellar network and blockchain technology, this is a great way to be able to do that. Our focus is on that part versus anything else that might have been. We're not doing anything for any regulatory piece.
Yeah, and whether things are a utility or a commodity or a security, there's this thing called the Howey test. This came from a lawsuit that the Supreme Court heard.
You're a Howey.
It was basically 4 questions that you would ask and say that, this may be a security. And these are the 4 Howey questions to determine if something is a question. First, they want a description of the company's properties and business purpose. Second, a description of the securities being offered. What are you offering to people? Information about the company's management, financial. That's
not the test.
That's not it. Here it is. Is it an investment of money? Does it require an investment of money?
No, they're giving it away.
Right. 2, there is an expectation.
Does it have to pass all 4?
Has to pass all 4.
Doesn't pass it.
Right. 2, there is an expectation of profits from the investment.
No, because they're giving it away, it's expected to actually go down in value.
Number 3,
the lumen is not going to moon. That's not what it's for.
Number 3, the investment of money is in a common enterprise. Somebody's controlling it, in other words, and that's the answer is no. And quote, or number 4 would be any profit coming from the efforts of a promoter or third party. I'm
not even sure how that would apply.
Yeah, I know. Would promotion cause the price to potentially come up? Yeah. Any profit comes from the efforts of a promoter or third party. So that's the Howey test.
In terms of XLM as a potential security, Dixon said Stellar will, quote, work with regulatory bodies on the topic of XLM, but also added they aren't, quote, worried. She says further, we'll work with regulators to the extent we need to on all these issues. I'm not concerned about the way that we manage. We don't actually focus on lumens for any other purpose other than to effectuate the network and to bring good to the network and good to the world. She also added that Stellar has conducted outreach to regulatory players for discussion about the technology. So they're just like, yeah, we're not worried. We know about this test, and
sure,
we're not going to be considered a security. Keybase. So again, this is a partnership, right? So you've got Stellar, which is the crypto aspect, and then Keybase, which is the program that is implementing it.
I should point out the open source program.
Yes, right. And you were actually doing a little bit of research during one of the breaks, and you determined that somebody could operate a competing Keybase server or whatever because it is open source.
It is open source. Yeah.
So if Keybase goes out of business, this could continue.
They consider Keybase a protocol as opposed to a company or anything like that.
So interesting. I have seen there's a Keybase URL. Probably a distributed keybase needs to be developed because that is its one weakness, but it could be worked around.
Keybase is a free group messaging community and file transfer hub touting encryption for user protection. Their founders also built two other successful endeavors, SparkNotes and OkCupid, which is one of the most popular dating sites out there. They partnered up back in 2018, said a spokesperson, and then this year, Keybase detailed its platform's integration with Lumens in a blog post. Essentially, using cryptocurrencies can appear complicated, sending assets to addresses composed of long strings of letters and numbers. Well, this gets rid of that. You don't need to know somebody's lengthy address. You just need to know their username.
Right.
And you can send them whatever asset you want to. It's brilliant. I'm a huge fan of what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Keybase.io/airdrop. Go there and check that out.
Absolutely. That's all the time we have for tonight, but don't worry. Tomorrow night, we'll be back. New hosts, new topics, and new phone calls from people like you. This is Free Talk Live.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite.
Dynovite is nutrition.
Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free.
New improved Lico Chops with omega-3, omega-6, vitamin E.
And now, 6 extra direct-fed microbials.
Even better for the digestive tract and immune system.
Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale. Totally free. Use the same equipment you...
Watching games won't make you better, but playing them on a Galaxy Note 10 might. Its super speed processor means you're always one step ahead. Your friends will say it's unfair. They're weak.
what he got.